Hello Gemini, this is Ashley. We're going to be doing your reading for the last week of September. So it'll be for the week of the 26th. We're going to look at a strength, a challenge, and the potential outcome. And we're going to do a 9-card spread and get some clarifying cards to see if we can narrow down the storyline. A couple of quick announcements. I am doing bonus Mercury retrograde readings for each of the signs. So I will add that video to the end of this reading if you want to stick around and check that out. And what else? If this is not your reading, make sure you check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If it is your reading, please go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments. So let's see what we have going on for Gemini for the week of September 26th. We have the Death card, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Messenger. So this is an oracle card that actually comes in this tarot deck. There's about 4 of them in here, I think. This is the 5-cent tarot, one of my favorites. We have the 7 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck we have the Fool. So it could be dealing with an Aries or an Aquarius. Definitely new beginnings coming in here. Could certainly be even a new beginning that is unexpected. Some sort of leap of faith that could be coming in for you. Let's see here. I do feel like there's potentially some sort of ending that's taking place. It's showing up as a strength here. One that you've probably put a lot of work into. You put a lot of time, resources, money into this situation, but it's coming to a close. And I feel like one of the challenges that you may be having here is trying to hold on too tightly to this ending. Like as it's ending, it's something that you may be clinging to, kind of resisting letting go of it. But it looks like we have lovely new energy coming in here in the outcome position. So let's see if we can get some more details. So in your strength position, this is the Dragon Oracle cards. We have the green gold dragon, and it says, brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway, learning about spiritual technology and being a transmitter of sacred knowledge. So some Syrian energy coming in your strength position. Could be quite a bit of intuitive guidance coming in, or some sort of downloads that you may have received in recently that are kind of urging you to put an end to something. We have the Death card, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Capricorn here. Let's see if we can get some more info on what this ending is that is serving you. What do we have? The Death card. We have the Eight of Cups. And the Emperor, so some more Aries energy there. With the Seven of Pentacles, we're getting the Two of Wands. And the Chariot. Quite a bit of move energy showing up there. With the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Tower. And the Nine of Pentacles. So something, I feel like it could be actually a long-term relationship coming to a close here. And I think you're being asked to kind of take control, take the driver's seat basically, and call an end to this and walk away from something. You could also be, and that's what it feels like to me. Like perhaps it hasn't ended, but I feel like it's almost like you're being urged to close it down. There's something about it where it feels like more like a calling to end this. Could be dealing with an Aries, Scorpio, we have Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn in particular. Doesn't have to be those signs, that's just what's showing up strongly at the moment. And I do feel like part of, there's been this like waiting energy, because I think you've put a lot of time and effort and resources into this, potentially a relationship. Could also be a job there with the Emperor, you know, walking away from something, in particular a specific boss even, that is kind of calling you to take more of a spiritual path or honor more in your spiritual path versus maybe what you've been doing for work, for example. It does look like a move may be involved here. So with the Two of Wands and the Chariot, that's move energy. You can see he's holding the globe there in his hand. So it could be a move involved. And it could just be, it's also speaking to the fact that you've been waiting to take action. Kind of almost like you've been measuring up whether or not it's the decision that you want to make. But I think part of why I'm getting both love and career here, because we have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is all about resources, nurturing. This can be a long-term partner. I feel like this is you, Gemini, showing up here as the Queen of Pentacles. Could be a mother, could be a wife, you know, or certainly flip-flop that to father, husband, you know, whatever fits you. But when we have this Tower come in, which can also be a move, now you're sitting in this more independent, single energy here. Now that could be because you're no longer working for a company. It could be because you've decided to walk away from a relationship, get a divorce. And that could be that shocking change that's come in. So it is showing up as serving you, as being your strength, even as it appears to be a difficult decision to make here. Let's see if we can get some more in the challenge position. So in the challenge position, we have this card. It's called Not For You. And it has this little fortune cookie, and it says, nope. And it's in the reverse. And what that speaks to is maybe holding on to something that is clearly not resonating for you anymore, out of comfort, or it's just something you've known for a long time, so it feels safe. So that could certainly be an old relationship or a job. And certainly, you know, even when something no longer resonates, we can still have love for it. And so whether that's a person or a place or a job even, but we can sense that there's something that's calling us to step away from that, which I think is what's really going on with this green gold dragon card here. Excuse me. But it can feel like we don't want to let it go. Now we do have the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Three of Swords. And so with this Two of Swords sitting at the center of your spread, this is not wanting to make a choice. This is not wanting to see the reality of something. This could just be like, oh, that stresses me out, so I don't want to think about it. Let's focus on something else. I just saw 1111 on the camera when I said that. So, and I think that what you're attempting to avoid is, you know, a broken heart, which of course we want to protect our heart and avoid grief and any kind of suffering. This Knight of Pentacles, I'm not getting a ton from this yet. I think it's like perhaps there's been some movement for it. It's like you've had this calling and you've been maybe slowly investigating it or looking into it, but I don't feel like there's a ton of movement yet with that Knight of Pentacles. So let's see if we can get some more detail. We have the World pop up there. So something's wanting you to close off an old cycle. And we are in the week following the full moon in Pisces. I'm not surprised at all these endings and new beginnings that are coming through in the readings. That's what that's about. So let's see. Why do we have the Knight of Pentacles? The Five of Swords, conflicted about making any moves. And the Queen of Cups. Could certainly be dealing with a water sign, but I think that's more of that heart emotional energy. I think maybe your head is telling you one thing and your heart is telling you another, and it's hard to make a decision here. What's the Two of Swords? We have the Eight of Swords. And the Two of Cups. So this could certainly be a relationship. Could also be that this Two of Cups is talking about your connection to your higher self. And kind of narrowing that distance. And, you know, when that happens and we try and connect in with that higher self, our mental body goes through a lot of conflict. Our ego, a lot of times the thing that we feel drawn to do, that we're feeling called to do, is something we're not comfortable with. And that's certainly showing up with that Two of Swords, Eight of Swords. A lot of mental stress, stuck energy, and typically the Two of Swords is blindfolded, as is the Eight of Swords. And so, like I was saying, it's like not wanting to see the choice that lies in front of you because it's a difficult choice. With the Three of Swords, we have the Ten of Swords. And the Fool showing up again. So, I do feel like the decision to move forward and end whatever this situation is for you could very well be a relationship. I am seeing the King of Cups here, and we have the Queen of Cups on the board. So it could be a strong soulmate connection. that you're being called to walk away from. And you're avoiding doing so. For one, your heart still sits with that person. But on some level, you're being called forward, and that's causing a lot of conflict due to, you know, attachment. Like I was saying before we even started on this row, when we're called to move forward into something, our heart, we still have love still in that situation. And with this Three of Swords, you can see they're piercing this heart. And it's interesting because this heart, I don't know that I've ever noticed this. It looks like a cactus heart. And so it's like it's protected until these swords come in and pierce it. So it's like trying to protect that heart space from this brutal ending here with this Ten of Swords. That's not easy energy in the slightest. But you're being called forward. So it's showing up as a challenge because it's clearly something that is no longer for you. And you're holding on to it. I'm kind of surprised we don't have the Four of Pentacles showing up, that holding on energy, because that's really what I'm feeling. But there's some little like niggle that is bugging you repeatedly. It's like it's telling you, you know, it's time to move on. Whether this is work or love here. Let's see what we get here in the outcome. We have in perfect harmony, and it is the 11 card. So it's kind of just being in this flow, all things working together, coming together like puzzle pieces. Could be several aspects of your life that tend to seem different on the outside, and then suddenly they just get into this flow and they begin working in perfect harmony. So that could be work, love, home, friendships, you know, any number of things. Now we do have the Messenger popping up here, and it's talking about messages from your spirit guides, divine signs, protection. You could be seeing synchronicities. We have already seen 1111 come in a couple of times. This is the 11 card. So something is calling you, right? And I think it's because you have this success, victory, new beginning on the horizon here. The Fool's popped up twice. It's just that you don't see it quite yet because your heart is still stuck in the past with this person or job or place that you're not quite wanting to leave behind here. Let's see what we get to clarify the outcome. What do we have? The Messenger. The Knight of Pentacles again, which was here. Like moving slowly because our heart and our head are saying two different things. And the Seven of Pentacles. With the Six of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Moon. With the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Four of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So I'm getting a couple of things here. Some of you, maybe it's just one of you, is really, 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 really dragging their feet here. It's like you're waiting for a sign, right? And then you get a sign and you're like, oh, I need one more. And you're seeking all of this reassurance because there's fear here. There's fear of things not working out. If you make this move or you make this change, is it going to leave you in the poorhouse? Is it going to, what are people going to think? There's all kinds of scenarios coming through there. And it's almost like there's enough fear here of failure that even as this new beginning is even presented to you, this could be a job offer, this could be a new lover comes forward and makes you an offer. There's so much fear that even as that new offer comes in, like, you're like, nah, I don't want to. And it's like whoever's making this offer has all this speed, passion. Now, that's just for some of you. I do feel like the majority of what I'm feeling here, it's like you get a sign, you take a couple of steps, and then you wait to see what happens. You get another sign, you take a couple of steps, and then you wait to see what happens. So it's definitely been a very slow moving removal from this this old relationship, job, place, whatever it is for you. And there's certainly fear coming up as a result of this change. But I think there's success on the horizon here. I think it'll be overcome. And I think what some of you are going to find that puts you in this perfect harmony that we talked about, it's like you take a step, you conquer one of those fears, you have success, and then you see what happens. And it's like this interesting cycle of, maybe it's a fear of public speaking. And so you go ahead and you try it. You see that it doesn't result in complete rejection. So you feel successful, and then you wait to see what happens next. And you just take these little steps one at a time, conquering each of these fears that are coming up. And so it's kind of a slow move forward, but there's a cycle, there's a flow to it. And I think that before you know it, there's going to be some kind of offer that comes in here that you're not expecting with this Ace of Pentacles. And it's going to be a really solid offer. It's almost like a new fertile possibility for you that will give you, it's like all these little solid steps. There's lots of pentacles here. So could it certainly be money related, where you're attempting or maybe preparing yourself for a new position, or like we talked about, moving. I think that the thing that's potentially going on here is we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and we had it here in the past. It's like waiting to make this move. And it does seem to be moving quite slowly. This has been a very slow removal from the past and step into the future. I feel like that's going to speed up here in this outcome. This Knight of Wands isn't slow. He's one of the faster of the knights in the deck. But I think that the speed, what's interesting is it picks up, but it's like a super solid offer. And I feel like that's why it's been taking so long, is that it's almost like the universe was hand-picking the exact offer that needed to be presented to you at just the right time. That's interesting. So I think the thing to keep in mind here is to kind of pay attention to what's the thing that's coming up for you where you're just like, it feels like you're beating your head against a brick wall. Like no matter what you do, it doesn't work. That is going to signify that thing that you need to release, because it's no longer yours. It's no longer for you. There's something better that is evolved like you that is coming in. Some new beginning is coming in. And so whatever it has been, where no matter what you do, how much heart, soul, work, effort you put into this, you're getting nowhere. And I think that's part of why it's been so slow, is because you've kept working at it. Kept working at it because, I mean, like I said, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is you. And the Queen of Pentacles is not, I mean, that's Capricorn energy, the worker of the zodiac, right? So pay attention to what that is and recognize that if you continue to address each one of these fears as they come up, I think you're going to see some movement as you work through some of those things. You're going to have a victory here, and it's looking really nice. Everything's going to come together in divine timing. Well, I hope that was helpful, Gemini. Make sure you check out your Mercury retrograde reading popping up at the end of this video. I'll put it on the screen for you. Definitely some of this energy could be coming through in that reading because we are already into the Mercury retrograde shadow, and just a day into this week we'll enter the retrograde itself. So go check that video out, see if there's any other messages that come through that might be helpful to you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.